We're all born equal on this planet, guys. Every single one of us, we're all just spiritual beings, but we're in a physical body. The problem is, guys, that as soon as we get into our physical body, from the second of even conception, we are being programmed, whether we like it or not. Sometimes it's no fault of anybody else's, but we are being programmed through our conscious mind, which bleeds into our subconscious mind. And society these days is set up to absolutely blow up mediocrity. The whole world is built around mediocrity. The world needs people to be mediocre, including you, including me. And it's very easy, if we don't raise our level of consciousness, to fall into this trap. I know I did. I've always had a little bit of a rebellious, conscious side to me that knew things weren't quite right. I've known this since a very young age. And I know you guys watching this video will be the same too. You know something's not quite right. It's out of alignment. And you just feel a resent, and you feel a guilt to being the version of yourself you are with the life you've got. But something's just not quite sparking. You just don't quite have that clarity on how to get out. And guys, I felt this way for a long time, and I always thought, I was just like, no, I'm not going to do what I'm told, And I fell into the trap, guys. Fell into the trap of mediocrity. I forgot who the fuck I were. I allowed myself to be programmed. I remember when I was 18 or so. And guys, this was coming from a guy that liked the gym. I was disciplined. I'd actually already been like a scratch golfer and playing at a very high level. I was the guy that was always disciplined in college, but I got with a girl, and I was with her, and I was with her family all the time, and all of a sudden it spiraled into me coming away from my process and coming away from some of my morals and values, and I was just soaking in mediocrity day after day. I was just aligning with the average guy in the world, which is exactly what those people at the top need. They need people to go to school, to go to college, to go to university, to go get the job, to go be an apprentice, to get the promotion, to get the next promotion, to then go get the mortgage, get the chick, get the dog, and live happily ever after, and so on. And I very, very nearly fell into that trap. And thank God that God woke me up. He put a guy in my life. I remember I was in a factory when I was working in my engineering job at around 19 years old. And I was there, and I'd been working there 13 days in a row, like 12, 14, 16-hour days some days. And guys, don't get me wrong, I was following the true path to what society said I should, and even more blessed than some people, in terms of I'd gotten a good job in engineering, which had a lot of potential. It could have paid me 100, 200 grand a year in the future, for all I know. But guys, I knew that if I was to have stayed there, no matter if they'd have paid me $5 million a year, I would have blown my fucking head off. I had no freedom. I was just working all the time in something that didn't even fulfill me. I wasn't even passionate about it. I was just a slave. And it would have literally just paid for me to go to work and come home and live in a house and go to work and come home and live in a house and then try and escape on a weekend and try and go to the cinema and do something with my girl. And then, it's just the way the world is set up to keep everybody trapped and keep all the money moving the way they need it to move. And a guy was put into my life. I genuinely believe God put a guy into my life. And he was working in this factory, and we were talking about passion. And he must have been 60 years old. And he said, Tom, what are you passionate about? And I said, look, I'm not in the best shape right now, but I love the gym. I'd obviously been golfing a lot, but I'd already made a decision. I definitely didn't want to go down the golf route again, because I knew it wouldn't create me. I would get access to a lifestyle. I got presented with some amazing places with my golfing career. When I was traveling around in Spain and Portugal and the US for tournaments like European Junior Open and stuff like that. And it showed me that there was a life out there, but I still knew, like, a sports player or an athlete, a full-time athlete, it's great. I knew I didn't love it enough Knew I weren't passionate about it too much. And I also knew that I would have just been like a well-paid employee. You know, you've got your sponsors and you have to turn up to your tournaments or you're not paid. I knew I wanted complete freedom. I knew I just wanted to be like this today. And I'm in Bali at the minute, and then I'm off to Dubai in 2 days, and then I'm off to the UK 2 days after that, and then I'm off to Italy 4 days after that, and then I'm flying back to Bali. Just complete freedom, and everything's always moving wherever I am. Complete autonomy. Financially, internally, externally, everything. Complete autonomy. The ability to just choose to do whatever you want when you want. And I knew it wasn't doing that. And this guy basically said to me, Tom, if I could go back, I'd have just followed my heart. And I'm going to keep that short. Told me he'd follow his heart, and he would have done something different, because he thought he'd be there maybe 5 years in this factory. He was there 45 years later. He was still there in his 60s. And I think that's so easy. You know, you fall in that trap. You think you want to be this online success, have this online business, have freedom, be in shape, and you just keep putting it off. That other day, and you get drip fed that little bit more comfort. You get that 200-pound pay rise, that 500-pound pay rise, that 1,000-pound pay rise, and it just keeps you there. And you miss this, it'll scratch you back and just keep you that little bit comfy. But this day I woke up. I was presented with something that just woke me the fuck up and put a fire in my belly and told me to go all in. And I actually quit my job that night. I was traveling back from working away in the factory. I came back, I quit my job, and I actually then went and qualified as a personal trainer. And I went working for a month. I had like £1,000. I invested my only £1,000 into a mentor, and that was a recurring mentorship. So I was like, I don't even have my income coming for next month. But I followed my heart. I woke the fuck up. I remembered who the fuck I were and the situation. I'm one person on this huge planet, and the scheme of things, why should I just be wasting this one lifetime with so much fear of this mental prison that's created in our own minds but programmed by society, by the media, by the government? And I was like, no, I'm taking complete control of my life here. I'm having no control over me. I will do whatever I want. And I just dropped fear, and I operated from pure faith. I had no idea how I was going to do anything. I just had faith. And that was the first day I ever felt like God was on my side. I was like, some force is pushing me. And I hope for you guys today that I'm being presented here today on your phone, on your laptop, on your TV for this reason, to just wake you the fuck up and remember who you are. You know, I always believe that the right figure or coach or mentor is dropped into your life when you're ready and when it's that time. And for me, that first guy was just that. It was just a guy saying that thing to me. And then all of a sudden, I had this spark, and now all out of nowhere, a mentor figure appeared to help me. And I had two. I was all in on my fitness, my mindset, and also my business. And I went all in then. I was personal training, doing that. I still didn't have much freedom. I was earning a lot of money, but then I went into online and so on and so on and so on after that. But guys, the difference right now between you being in your reality and you getting where you want to go is one, consciousness, waking the fuck up. Number two, ignorance, dropping ignorance and understanding that yes, you know everything you know, but you don't know what you don't know. And that's the power. That's where the devil gets you. The devil bleeds ego into your mind. You've got God's side and you've got the devil's side. The devil wants you to be an egotistical little fuck. The devil wants you to think you know it all. The devil wants you to just think it's all going to just happen from changing nothing. When in reality, God says, move boldly, walk in faith, take immense action. Be a sponge, soak in information from those who have walked the path and have gained wisdom. And then you can move with faith because you have a proven blueprint, a proven strategy, and that's exactly what I did. You know, guys, like everything's easy. You've been told that this route is hard. You've been told that you can't achieve, a great body. You can't achieve, and you don't have the time for it. You can't achieve the great body. You can't have the best chick. You can't have the best lifestyle, the mansions. You can't have the first class flights. You can't have the sun 365 days a year. You can't have complete autonomy where you don't go to a work and you are your own boss and you set up your own days and you live every day perfectly. You've been told that you can't have that without being a scam, without being a fraud, without being a drug dealer, and God knows what else. Very deliberately as well. And then unfortunately you get that personality which they lean into it. You know, those who accept defeat fall into the trap of going, oh yeah, he's only done it because he's a drug dealer, because he's a scam, because he's a fraud. And that perception that's put out by the media is then people lean into that. And they allow that to be their way of soothing, self-soothing, when they're not taking action. When in reality, you don't hate the people who are where you want to be. You're inspired by them. And you've got to lean into that. And if you ever feel that little bit of just tension, that maybe envy but not quite envy, that's just because you hate the action that they're taking and the risks they took and the decisions they made that you're not taking. And this is your opportunity, guys, to lean into that. I am here today to just wake you up to that next level of consciousness, remind you who the fuck you are, to tell you to stop pretending that you're something special and you're not capable and it's harder for you. No, it's not. You are just one key decision, one key cause and effect away that you can't keep pushing back because you would just continue going through that lifetime, going on and on and on, and you'll be in that career 60 years later still looking average with the same old life, and you've just burnt your one lifetime away. You're just one decision away from a brand new life in a brand new body with a brand new lens. We've just got to go all in on this, guys. We just got to go all in on this. When I had that conversation with that one guy and I quit that job that day, that one cause and effect had another cause and another cause, and it has a compounding cause and effect. And if that didn't happen that day, maybe I would still be in the system. Now I backed myself enough and I backed God enough that he would have come and saved me, like hopefully this is for you guys, or for those of you who do feel that calling inside to just come and wake you up. But that changed everything. Just one simple action. You don't need to know how. I had no idea. I didn't even think I could be anywhere close to this. You know, where now my business, I operate in a business which I fucking love. I work with hundreds and thousands of clients that I fucking love. It's so high frequency. It's just value, 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 value. I never feel like I work a day in my life. Yet, you know, my Stripe this morning paid me $15,000 just from one day. I'm not even attached to anything monetary. I just followed my heart. I had no idea how it was going to happen, no idea how big it would go. I went into it for the right reasons. I just went all in on me, all in on my physique, all in on my mindset, all in on spirituality, and all in on business and being in the right vehicle, one that's aligned to me and my purpose, but also a vehicle that will facilitate the life. You know, you're never going to commit to something and be high frequency and have that work rate of these guys with the lives you admire. You'll never have that work rate unless you are putting your time and energy into something you know will return. And the only thing that's ever going to return, guys, is going all in on you, physically, mentally, spiritually. And financially is going to follow. You go all in the business in the right vehicle. Very powerful, guys. Just positioning yourself and reprioritizing, going all in, blocking out everything. The only person you listen to is guys who live the life you want in all areas of life, not the little pale nippled, skinny fat guys in a dark room eating crackers telling you how to scale your business to 10K on YouTube. No, the guys who are absolute savages, physically, mentally, spiritually, great morals, great values, got their dating and relationship life nailed, have a lifestyle, have freedom, have travel, have the villas, everything. You want to only listen to a man that has it all. And you want to embed, you just want to soak it in. You want to embed their thoughts, their beliefs, their habits, their actions, their blueprint that's proven, that's gotten them to where they are. And you want to adopt that right now. That's all we do. I was on this morning, 3 a.m., I was on the call with my elite fitness and mindset clients. And it's only the same when I'm on the call last night with my elite business and personal brand clients. and just plugging everything into their brains. And they can just attack it with new information that they weren't even conscious of. And it just completely transforms their lives. And they can just run at it and run at it. It's like when you go to the opticians and you swap out the bad lens, you put in the lens, and you're like, oh my God, it's epiphany moments for these clients. And that's my duty. That's why I'm here. I'm here to make the 2 phases of my coaching. Phase 1, become the man. Phase 2, build the business. Elite fitness and mindset, phase 1. Elite business and personal brand, phase 2. They are 2 things that I can't live without. I have both of those mastered at the highest level. And without the information I teach in there, I can't have this life. I can't be me. I can't have freedom internally or externally. So for me to coach on something I'm so passionate about, and I can't live without this stuff, guys. So for me to then transfer this information to the guys on calls and help them through every single roadblock, and the roadblock is the route, but we've got to shift how we approach it at that roadblock, and to help people through every obstacle and time collapse their journey to where they want to be is the most fulfilling thing ever, guys. I can't even believe that this is what I get to do every day. Like, it's a blessing. I honestly believe I'm one of the most blessed people on the planet. To be so aligned to my purpose, physically, mentally, spiritually, is ridiculous. Like, I've won at life. I've literally won. For me now, it's just about continuing this growth and seizing all opportunity. Your gratitude is reflected by your level of action. And that is one thing that will continue every single day, guys. And I just want you guys to make that shift. Make that single cause and effect decision today to listen to only those who have the outcomes you want, and just drop the ego. Do exactly what they say. Remove the devil side of your mind that's holding you back, that's keeping you in the same position as the other 99.9% of people. And just remember who the fuck you are and that you can do it. And as soon as you expose yourself to someone that's done it, they're going to bring out a new edge in you, which, you didn't even know. Like, guys, some of the messages I received, it fucking gives me goosebumps. Like this message just here, having a conversation with one of my guys on WhatsApp. Huge call tonight, bro. Really appreciate it. Gonna go into this week working my fucking ass off. Then I want to get into phase 2. Got a point to prove. Really set the tone for the week ahead. Energy fueled, channeled, gym today. Simple changes. Massive lens shift. Outcome is life changing. Just wanted to let you know. These are messages, just like 2 messages I've just got there on my Instagram. Just from one call today, and like, this is what happens, guys. It's my duty to now show you guys the path, and it might not be for everybody. Some guys might want to stay where they are. They might not have done enough simple work yet to even believe in themselves, to even take that first move and get into proximity to someone that's done it. And all I'd say to you guys is just hit some daily habits. Wake up early, hit my AM alignment and assumptions. Go on my Instagram, dr.tom.pearson, and go in the TP7 highlights. You're going to see my daily habits, and you can hit those. Early wake up, 4 a.m. You're going to hit my AM alignment and assumptions strategy. I go deep on all of these with my clients. This is what we do. Macros, you're going to have those dialed in. You're going to go through the full physique transformation roadmap. You're going to have your training optimized. You're going to be reading high leverage mindset books. You're going to be working on a high leverage task that's going to move you forward in your career, personally, professionally. You're going to remove the vices. You're going to do a body weight workout to raise your frequency when your frequency starts dropping. All of these habits, just start doing these, guys, if you don't yet have that commitment to that path. All right, and for those of you who are ready, you can go down, you can click the link below, and you can check out my phase 1, which is Elite Fitness and Mindset, phase 2, Elite Business and Personal Brand. Either way, you're going to come through that link, press into the application. It's a very short process. And then all that's going to happen is it's going to fire over to my phone, my other phone, and I'll get back to you. I'll send you a WhatsApp message, and there's no obligation, guys. I'm here to help. I just want to discuss, where are you right now? Where do you want to be? Okay, is this something I can help with? What's the strategy going to be moving forward? What are your highest leverage things we need to work on right now? And we can do exactly that, guys. And I can send you over a program which is most aligned to you. and also won't just have me in there, won't just have the exact habits and clarity on the exact custom systems that you need to get there and blueprint, but you're going to be in a group aligned who are in the exact same place doing the same thing. Like I always say, guys, you should be spending 33% of your time, the law of 33, with someone who's walked the walk, 33% of your time around guys who are on the same mission. Once you've done that phase of self-actualization, then you can even shift into phase 2, which is self-transcendence, and you may have a coaching program, or you may have a product, which is giving back. That's self-transcendence. And that's where you give back. But all in on you right now. Listen to those who have walked the path, do exactly what they say, drop ego, get rid of the devil, fuck you to the devil, and move with bold action now. Move with faith. It's a sin to not move with faith. It's a sin to procrastinate and loll around. And I believe that man was put there that day to wake me up and remind me about my opportunities and remind me God was forging the path for me, but I had to go all in. I always say this, guys, your conscience is your gift from God, but what you do with it, when you hear your heart, your conscience, what you do with it is your gift to God. Now, guys, you've got to spend time every morning hearing what your conscience is saying. That's why it's the second thing in my habits. You wake up early, and then you got that AM alignment. Spend time hearing what your conscience is saying. But then you must act on it. That's your gift back, guys. You know? He's speaking to every single one of you, even directly through this video, in some form, whether it's through me, through energy, through feeling, through thoughts. It's speaking to you, but you have to act on it. Let's go, guys. Love.